All right, thank you very much. So this training is facilitated by the IGR Initiative and DataFronteira Ltd, Abuja. And the project is the Smart Revenue Optimization Platform project in Nigeria. So moving to the next slide, we'd like to let you know about us. Some persons may be asking, who are the IGR Initiative, who are the DataFronteira Ltd. So the IGR Initiative is a non-governmental organization that supports subnational governments by providing research, consultancy, and capacity building to improve internally generated revenue. So their goal is to help in building the capacity at the subnational level. Subnational level, we are talking about states. So that is why this exercise is going to be carried out across all the 36 states in the federation at the same time. So we're looking at subnational government, helping subnational government improve and optimize everything that concerns revenue. So this project is one amongst many that we are going to be rolling out and as time passes on. So DataFronteira Ltd is also a technical partner that is a consulting data science firm with a pool of data and technology experts known for delivering tech-based innovative solutions to complex problems. So DataFronteira Ltd is the data science partner or technical partner to the IGR Initiative, responsible for data analytics, predictive modeling, as the case may be. So we do all forms of data analytics and everything that it's under the purview of data science. Okay, so if there's any point where you can't hear me, please, you can use the chat box. Thank you very much. All right, so let's look at the project overview. What is the Smart Revenue Optimization Platform about? This project is proposed by the IGR Initiative and DataFronteira Ltd, and it is an integrated data-driven platform. So there is a platform we are looking at. This platform would use predictive analytics and behavioral modeling to help subnational governments in Nigeria identify revenue leakages, forecast revenue collections, and improve compliance. So the data you're going to be collecting, for some of you, we were told during the interview that it will be used to make smart decisions for subnational governments. And one of those decisions will come from building models, predictive models, leakage detection models. We have models that helps improve the efficiency in collection of revenue for subnational government. And we also have models that will help subnational government to predict revenue growth in the long run. So the data you're going to collect is very important. That's why we are conducting this training, because the data has to be accurate in order for us to be able to do the right thing and arrive at the right results. Okay, so what's the scope of the project? The data collection exercise, which spans across the 6 states of the Federation and the FCT, is one of many stages of the project. So the project is rolling out, we are rolling out this project in various stages. There is a data collection phase, which after there will also be the data analytics stage too. So for this stage is the data collection stage. And that is why we are engaging you enumerators for this. Okay, so it's going to be running across all the states, 36 states of the Federation and the FCT at the same time. So both primary and secondary data will be collected, and it will be carried out within 3 weeks to support the project. So this particular training is for those who are going to be collecting primary data. Primary data are data you're going to collect through survey, and you're going to be taught on how to use the survey tool that you'll be using to collect this data for us. So going forward, we are going to go into that, understanding the questionnaire and getting to know more about the type of data you're expected to collect. So is everybody still, can you still hear me? All right. So at the end of this training, what is your take home? You should be able to understand the purpose and the scope of the project, as I've already told you. What's the purpose of the project? It is to help subnational governments optimize revenue collection, increase efficiency, and also predict the growth in revenue. We will discover that some states have not implemented or adopted the use of technology in revenue, and it has led to a lot of discrepancies and inefficiencies in how revenue is collected and how it is utilized. So you'll be able to also, number two, understand and carry out your specific roles and responsibilities. So during the course of this training, you get to understand what your role is as an enumerator. If you already know what the role of an enumerator is, we would like to re-emphasize and reiterate it during this training. You also be able to understand the requisite code of conduct and field ethics. There's a particular code of conduct required for you to be able to do well as an enumerator, understand the survey questionnaire and the key variables. You should also be able to understand how to install and navigate the KoboCollect mobile application. And also, lastly, but not the least, you should be able to understand the survey sample size and the distribution across all the states and also senatorial districts and local government. All right, so what are the enumerator roles and responsibilities? We are going to first of all start by letting you know, maybe you know before to reiterate it, who an enumerator is. An enumerator is a trained field officer responsible for collecting accurate, reliable, and unbiased data from respondents. So the people you collect data from are called respondents. The people that are going to be giving you this information, they are called your respondents. In this case, they constitute those who pay taxes to the government and those who also pay other forms of revenue to the government, like fees, licenses, and the rest of them. So what are the key duties? Please, can you still hear me? All right. So what are the
Yes,
key
we hear
duties?
you.
Yes, what are the key duties of an enumerator? One is to administer questionnaires. A questionnaire is a survey instrument. So you administer questionnaire and record responses accurately. So you are not just expected to record responses, you are expected to record them accurately. Very important, because data accuracy is paramount. Ensure completeness and correctness of data before submission. So when you collect the data using the KoboCollect application, as you'll be taught on how to use, you're expected to ensure that the data you're getting from the respondent is correct and before you submit it. So to maintain confidentiality of respondent information too, there are some information you get from respondent, you're expected to maintain confidentiality, not to relate the same information to a third party. It should be between you and the respondent and the project team. So the next one is to uphold professionalism at all times. You are expected to be professional in your approach to the respondent. You're expected to be professional. In the discharge of your duties as an enumerator, you're expected to be professional. Please, you don't have to go casual. You don't have to introduce. We need professionalism at all costs. You have to be professional. That is why we are conducting this training, so that you get to understand one or two things. Because during the interview, we saw a lot of persons don't have knowledge of some basic things, interacting with people, how to meet people, how to approach people, and other things. So you get to know this during the course of the training. You also be able to report daily progress and issues to the field supervisor. Each state will have a field supervisor who is going to be in charge of the enumerators. He's going to oversee the data collection exercise in that particular state. So you will be able to report your daily progress and issue to the field supervisor. The field supervisor will be assigned to you, or you will be assigned to the field supervisor and the course of the training, after the training. So going forward, you get to know who your field supervisor is and the channel of communication with that field supervisor, because he's the first point of contact between he's the first point of contact. So between you and the project team is the field supervisor. So whatever is a challenge, you relate to him and he'll be able to relate to the project team. So what are the code of conduct? You're expected to report on time for field work. Sometimes we have debriefs with your field supervisor. Maybe he schedules a time to give you the debrief before you set out. So you are expected to report on time for field work and debriefs. You're expected to obtain informed consent from respondents before interviews. So when you approach a respondent, you don't just barge into them. You obtain their consent. They permit you. They should be the one permitting you to go ahead with your interview. Okay, so you don't just come in and you barge into them. Maybe someone is working on his business place, premises, or you have to first of all seek their consent. Good morning, ma. My name is Chinonso. I'm from the IGR Initiative and DataFronteira Ltd. Please, may I request your consent? Or whatever way, I'm just saying it this way. You can speak it in the local language, depending on what the person can understand. But this is just a structure. Seek their consent before you go on. It's very, very important. Okay, be polite, patient, and culturally sensitive. Now, you have to be polite. You have to be polite in the way you engage with this respondent. During the interview, we were meant to understand that Nigeria is a bit, that there's a lot of hostilities around, insecurity. So persons are frustrated. They are kind of angry. They're even angry with the government and all of that. So sometimes you meet these people in a state where they may not be favorably disposed to release certain information to you. So your politeness can actually help, because there's a way you talk to somebody and the person, even if the person is angry, the person is willing to listen to you. And patience is important as an enumerator. You cannot even be an enumerator if you're not patient, because sometimes the respondent can tell you to wait. Maybe he's trying to finish up something, or the respondent might not be willing to disclose anything to you at first try. You have to be patient. Okay, you have to be able to be patient with the respondent, because you need the information from the respondent. So you have to be patient until you get that information. Don't just be like, okay, once I stay here and I ask this person for this and the person says no, or the person maybe shows particular attitude, displays an attitude that I consider not good enough, I will just walk away. No, you have to find a way to be patient and try to break through. In cases where you are not able, or the person is resisting strongly, then you can now move to the next respondent. And be culturally sensitive. Cultural sensitivity applies, it cuts across a lot of areas. Your dress code. So if you discover that a particular place, they don't support a particular kind of dressing, you don't have to put it, because they won't respond to you. Some of you deploy to some local government that maybe it might not be a local government of origin. You get to know what their culture permits. So you know how to carry about your activities there. So you have to be culturally sensitive and also try to do legitimacy too, legitimize, try to meet, have access to the chief or anyone who is in charge, who has authority in that particular environment. It will help facilitate your data collection process, so that they will not think that you came to, like I said, because of the insecurity in the country, people are very skeptical about who they respond to and what kind of information they are going to be giving out to strangers that they don't know. Okay, so avoid influencing answers. Don't influence, record only what the respondent, don't try to put words to the respondent's mouth. That is what this means. Don't try because I am rushing. They say it's for 3 weeks. Let me finish 1 week. Let me finish 3 days so that I will collect the money and go. Then you will now want to, the respondent is trying to think about the answer. All you can do is to explain the question better to the respondent. You can use their local language. You can use any dialects or any language at all you know that the person can actually relate with or understand easily, but don't try to put words into their mouth. You can give them options based on what you have on the app or the survey too, okay? But don't put words into their mouth. Do not fabricate or alter data. There is high level of penalty if we receive any report that you try to fabricate or alter the data that you've collected. Don't try to fabricate it to save time. Don't try to fabricate it because you want to rush and move on to the next person. Ensure confidentiality. I've talked about this earlier. Confidentiality and protect respondents' data. Some of them will be giving you some information about themselves. So please don't release that to a third party. It is only useful to be used within the project, between you and the project team. Okay, so ensure confidentiality, maintain neutrality and professionalism. Be neutral to everybody and be professional. Even if you're going to be engaging your friends or someone you maybe around your community, there's need for you to familiarize to get to that level where you communicate with the person as a friend, but also be professional and understand that you're accountable to whatever information that you are going to send back to us. And there will be an evaluation at the end of the exercise. It's very important you understand all this because we have a lot of projects that are upcoming and we'll be needing to engage on enumerators. So for those who will be evaluated and be considered fit, we have your information in our database. We'll always want to deploy and to make use of your skills if you are available. Avoid conflicts of interest, very important. Arguments. You don't go there and start arguing about Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and maybe the person now gets infuriated. So you don't have to do that. Don't bring in conflicts, don't bring in issues, arguments, or discussion that you know will make the other person will unsettle the respondent. You get political discussions, try to avoid it at all costs. Discussion based on religion, try to avoid it at all costs. You have to avoid such. Just do your job and then move on. All right, so let's move to the next slide. Please confirm if you can still hear me. Are we all following?
Loud and clear here.
All right. So now we'll be looking at the survey questionnaire, the survey 2. So I'll open the survey questionnaire so that you get to understand, even though what we're working on will be on the KoboCollect application, but the structure on paper, it's very important that you get to understand what the questionnaire is all about. So these are the variables that the questionnaire, and the questions in the questionnaire, they rally around these variables. There are questions that explain these variables. Taxpayer satisfaction rates. We want to know about how satisfied the taxpayers are. Fee payer satisfaction rate, fee payer awareness rates, public awareness rates to their obligations to pay fines, licenses. How satisfied are the customers, those who engage with government for loans and rents? And we want to also know about digital payment adoption rate. Okay, so like I said earlier, the respondent comprise taxpayers, fee payers, and individuals who pay other forms of non-tax revenue to the government. So at this point, please, can you still hear me? Confirm, please, that you can hear me from your end.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, also confirm you can see the screen, my screen.
Yeah, we can hear you and we can also see the screen.
All right, so this is the questionnaire, the survey questionnaire. So the questionnaire contains questions that explains the variable or that feeds the variables of interest in this, the primary variables of interest in this project. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like on your KoboCollect. You have information like the state of residence, senatorial district, local government area where you are carrying out the exercise, the local government area of, then religion of the respondent, Christian, Muslim, and others. Then the ethnic group too, also important to take note of those. We also have the age range. We discovered that so many persons may be unwilling to give out the exact range, the exact age, the exact age. So we have to categorize it. So your respondent should be at least 20 years old. From this, you can see there has to be at least 20 years old. So we have 20 to 30 years. Okay, think better now. It's okay now, right? Okay, so that's fine. So we have 20 to 30 years, 31 to 40 years, 41 to 50 years, 51 to 60 years, and 61 years and above. So please do not engage someone that is below 20 years old. Now we have gender, we have marital status, we have level of education, no formal education, those who have never attended school before. You know how to explain this to the respondent. Primary school, those who completed primary education, or who started, but they are also primary. Secondary, those who also attended secondary schools, and those who attended other tertiary institutions like the College of Education, polytechnics, universities, and as the case may be, all tertiary institutions. If there are cases of others, you can also specify. Then we have occupation, we have the traders, we have artisan, craft people. So you'll be required to engage with people who are traders, artisans, or crafts people who are transport operators, business owners, civil servants, market or transport union leaders, vendors, private sector workers, or others. So they'll be required, you have to ask them their occupation. Okay? All right. So if the person doesn't understand, you can also explain to the person. So the section B aspect, we are looking at the tax. We are looking at a question based on tax revenue. So one of the questions you're going to have there is awareness, to measure the awareness of a taxpayer or the respondent to his or her tax payment obligations. So are you aware of your tax payment obligations? What this means is, are you aware you're supposed to pay tax? Aware you're meant to pay tax? Yes or no? Now, if the person says yes, is aware, you now go forward to ask if the person has a taxpayer identification number, because it's possible that somebody can be aware that he should pay tax, but doesn't have a TIN. So it's possible the person is aware, but he's not even paying tax. So that's it. So after asking about having a TIN, it's possible someone to have a TIN and is not currently paying tax. So you also ask the person, do you currently pay tax? And the person will also respond to you. The respondent will give you that response and you will take it down accordingly on the application. So the next one is, how do you pay tax? We want to know if these people pay tax through manual processes more or digital processes or channels rather. So how do you pay your taxes? Manual, cash, or do you visit banks or do it online transfer or whatever the case may be? So you're able to also explain to them this one. So the next one is satisfaction. How satisfied are you with the tax payment process? You get to ask them, the process of paying tax, is it stressful? Is it something that takes a whole lot of time? Maybe you go to the bank, you queue up, another thing. So you give them that rating, very satisfied, satisfied. Are they dissatisfied or very dissatisfied? To be able to explain this to the respondent, to be able to get the clear picture of their satisfaction level. Okay? All right. So are you satisfied with the services you receive in return for the taxes you pay? It's also another question that you need to ask them. How are they satisfied? You pay tax. Do you think the government uses this tax to, put up infrastructure development or to help the citizens? How satisfied are you with the proceeds or the services as a result of your tax payment? Okay. All right. So that's that about tax for the primary data for this particular question. Yeah, rather. So we look at the section C. We're talking about fees here. So fees also a non-tax revenue, is an internally generated revenue, and there are different types of fees. So you ask the respondent, are you aware of your fee payment obligation? Are you aware that you're expected to pay fees, certain kind of fees? The fee types are listed here. If the person does not understand, you can actually get this. Definitely, maybe the cost of going that will list out some of these things and give it to you so that you can work with it. So you'll be able to explain to the respondent, these are the fees. Are you aware of it? At least the person should be aware of one or more of this. Okay, educational, vocational fees, utility fees. We have electricity bills and the rest of them, utility, and we have vocational fees. Also, we have land, property, and urban development fees. We have health-related fees. We have business and commercial fees, transportation-related fees, and others. I'm going to still look at this as we go down. So you now ask the person, do you currently pay any of these fees? The person says yes or no. So if the person says no, that's the end. So you don't need to now come down to this next question, because if you say you don't pay fees, there's no point to ask you if you pay using manual or digital method. Okay. All right. So that's how it's going to be. So do you currently pay fees? Yes. If the person says yes, what types of fees do you pay and how do you pay each one? You will now be expected to do this. So if the person says he pays educational, is it manual or digital or not applicable? You know where to come in. So are they paying manually or digitally? Why not applicable is there is because there are some fees that don't have anything to do with manual, it's just online. There may be something that is deducted, the receipt of your salary or whatever. You don't need to talk about it being manual. So in that case, that might not be applicable. But there will be rare cases where this not applicable will be there as an option. So we have business commercial fees, transportation related fees, we have environmental and sanitation fees, we have judicial and legal fees, we have agricultural and rural development fees, we have licenses and permit fees, we also have others. Okay, so if there are others, you can specify, and then you also take note of that. Now, you now then ask them after this how satisfied they are with their fee payment process. Just like you asked for the tax, are you satisfied with the fee payment process? You'll be able to get that. Then, the next section, we are looking at other non-tax payment. We ask them which of the following do you pay and how do you pay each one? We have fines and penalties. We have licenses, like driver license, there are other forms of licenses. You have earning and sales, rent on government. Are there people using government properties? They have to pay rent on government properties. Interest and repayments, maybe from loans from government and other things. So then we also have others. So you also ask them about their satisfaction with the payment process. Is it stressful? And how satisfied are they with their payment process? So this is the question, yeah, and this is roughly what the number of questions you'll be having to ask a respondent.
What if someone else what if someone has like a question after this? Yeah.
Yes, if someone has a question after this, we will answer the questions. Once I'm done with the questionnaire, I will ask if there are questions, and then to be able to ask the questions, please. Then we will do this in an organized way so that we run through and follow through to the end. So also at the end, before we step into the KoboCollect aspect, we'll also give room for questions. And after the KoboCollect or technical aspect, you also be required to ask your questions and get further clarifications as the case may be. All right. So are we all following at this point? Are we all following? Have we all followed to this point so I can switch the slide? Do we have any questions on this question? Please. Okay. Timothy, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Godswill. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for this presentation. So my question is because in the introduction you made mention that okay, this project is meant for the subnational government. So now we understand that some taxes, some payments, some agencies are under federal government, while some agencies are under state government. So and some institutions are under the control of federal and state government. I don't know if the respondents, irrespective of if they are paying those taxes and those payments to federal agencies or they are paying to state agency, like we have FIRS, we have those that are paying to OIRS, like Australian Internal Revenue, which is a state agency. Then we have other agencies, some are under state, some are under local government, some are under federal. I don't know if this project doesn't discriminate irrespective of which agency are they paying all those fees to and those taxes to. I don't know if you get my question in that regard.
Yes, I do. I do. Now, if we are looking at the local government level, so every enumerator is going to be collecting data at the local government level. So everything that revolves around state, local government, it's okay. Because like we said, we are looking at subnational states at state level. So whether they are paying to their local government is under the states, but they are paying directly they are all still within the same purview. But we are not looking at the federal or national level, we are looking at the state level. So like you said, there are state IRS, so all those ones they come in. I don't know if you understand, if you get the answer, if I've answered your question. So you are going to be deployed to a particular local government, and the respondents are going to be in a local government. I think there should be, or I don't know, maybe some local governments don't have those agencies around there. If they are there, they also pay them. If they pay directly to the states, I believe there is a particular route it follows before getting to at the federal level. I think it's going to pass through the local government, the states, before it's now to the federal level. So, but we are looking at that state level enumeration. Okay, so I don't know if I answered your question. Okay, did I answer your question? So if you have further questions, you can drop them in the chat box so that we can proceed. We'll look at them, we'll pick those questions, and then we'll look at them collectively. So let me proceed to the next slide session, please. Just a moment. All right, so we are back to this. So Akinremi and others who are raising your hands, yes, we'll attend to this during the Q&A session. We will attend to this. So but you can also drop it in the chat box. Thank you, please. We'll also drop it in the chat box. All right, so we are done with this. So we said the respondents are taxpayers, fee payers, and individuals who pay other forms of non-tax revenue to the government. Okay, so we are moving to this now. We are looking at the survey demography. Now, this is every one of enumerators, you're going to have this. We are going to send you after the training and full documentation and other things. We are going to send you this before the commencement of the exercise, so you will know the percentage allotted. Like I said, if you look at the columns, we have respondent group, and we also have their description. We have the total percentage of total. We have national sample size per state, per senatorial zone, and sample size per local government area. So what we are interested in here for you The enumerators at the LGA level is the sample size per local government area. Okay, so the sample size per local government area is what we are looking at here. I don't know if you can still hear me, please. All right, so we have different groups, respondent groups. So it's not as if you just meet people at and then sample a particular category of people. We want something that cuts across different people so that we can get a balanced data set or responses. So we have informal traders or vendors. Who are these people? They are market traders, roadside sellers, those who sell along the roads. We have vendors, hawkers, and other casual workers. So this constitutes we need 14 in a particular local government. We are going to have 14 of these informal traders. Whether they are market traders, roadside sellers, how you're going to balance it it's also at your discretion. You need to do that. So 14, this is not the total you're going to get in the local government, like for all the respondents. So this is just for informal traders and vendors as described. This will be forwarded to you as a working guide while you are carrying out the enumeration exercise. Okay, so the artisans and the craftspeople, those who are mechanics, those who are tailors, the carpenters, the welders, and the plumbers. So we need 10 respondents to be sampled. So we should be getting 10 responses captured as artisans and craftspeople. Of course, if you looked at the questionnaire before now, you discover that occupation is there as one of the questions. And all these were actually captured and represented there. So we will have all this reflected. So we have 10 for transport operators like drivers, Okada, Keke riders, union members. We need 7 respondents. For business owners, talking about the formal, informal, example, shop owners, salon, clinics, hospitals, pharmacies, laboratories, etc. As long as they are business owners, we need 10 respondents or 10 responses from them. So you have to sample 10 persons who are business owners. Once you arrive at 10, you can move on to the next category. Okay, so you can just focus. We are going to be dealing with this. You do this. You do this. Take notes. While you're collecting the data, you are taking note of the people you are interviewing. Have I interviewed an informal trader? You take note of it. How many have I interviewed so far? You take record of it. So you'll be able to do that evaluation with a field supervisor. At the end of which they will get to know how many of these categories or this group you have been able to interview. Okay, all right. So the revenue and license regulatory officials, staff of revenue board, tax offices, field agents, staff from licensing board or transport offices or officers, you can get at least 7. You can get 7 respondents or responses from this category. We have the market or transport union leaders. I also get here, we have 4. These are executives in informal sector associations, like, in the market, they have union leaders and the rest of them. So you also be able to get, at least if you get 7 in that particular area, you're done. And then we talk about the service users, like people accessing state services like rent subsidies, loans, or social welfare. They are also 10. Then we have others, like firms, industries, civil servants, and then the private sectors. So these make 7. So each enumerator in a particular local government is expected to capture 69 respondents. So once you are done with 69 respondents, you are done with the exercise from your end. Then we can now evaluate and then know if there are any shortfalls or there are any need to do a mop-up or whatever, as the case may be. Anthony Adejo, you're raising your hand. You can relay your consent, type it in the chat box. So someone will be there to attend to it and also to respond to you, please. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so I don't know if you got this clear. So we have 14 for formal traders, 10 for artisans, transport operators, as it is. Like I said, this particular document will be sent to you. You will have it as a guide. We are just interested at the local government, the numbers under local government, the sample size under local government. So the sample size for each person is 69. So you are in Buhari, Abuja, 69. If you are in Isialamba, in Imo State, 69. You are in Ikom, Cross River State, wherever you are, local government you have been deployed to, you are going to get us 69 respondents sampled. So once you are done, and that will be all. All right, so let's move on to the next, as we don't have so much time again. So at this point, I'll be handing over to one of my colleagues who is going to take you through the technical aspect of this, where you get to know how to go about the Kobo toolbox setup and the KoboCollect application. During the interview, some of us said we've actually used the KoboCollect before. It's also a way of reiterating, and maybe you can have an extra knowledge. If you already have it, it doesn't mean you should go and sleep right now. You also pay attention. You can also get one or two things as he is going to be explaining. So we'll be looking at this section, we're looking at the KoboCollect Act, and it will be used to administer the survey questionnaire. So it's a mobile data application, and you get to know how to install it. You get to know how to enter your server settings. You get to know how to log in and use forms and other things. So thank you very much. I'll be stepping aside as Mr. Monday would take you through the KoboCollect setup installation. So I'll stop sharing my screen so that he can continue from here. But before he comes in, now we can take questions based on this first session, please. We'll just 5 minutes or so. By 12:05, we will proceed to the next session. Please, if there are any questions, if your questions are not been addressed in the chat box, you can ask them. You can use this opportunity to ask the questions. Okay, I can see a hand there. Akin Remy. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me, please?
Yes, please.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much for the wonderful training. But I have some questions. But before I go, let me just do a follow-up question on the last question the person asked that you answered, asking about the category people that work with the federal or the likes. My question is just that we have some federal workers that reside in the local government who pay directly to the federal government. In case of this kind of set of people, how should their data be captured, or are they exempted from being captured? That is one. Then secondly, when you were mentioning the staff of revenue board and then people on strike in the last chart you gave to us, in Osun State, to be precise, state workers, especially the ones that work with the local government, they are presently on strike. So we have revenue generation for local government too, meaning that workers of local government who are peculiar to this exercise, we cannot get them only if you know individual, so which we might quite be difficult. I don't want to use the word difficult, but we cannot have them in their base to ask them questions. In case like this, in this kind of case, what should be done to that regard? Then you did not, is school also included? Because on the formal and informal sectors that you listed, there was no school being mentioned. So those are my questions for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akin Remy. Okay, in the case of the federal workers, in a particular local government, like I said, I explained to him, the local government is within a senatorial district, and which is also within the state. So all payments, if the payment is made, it depends on how the payment is actually made. So maybe you said federal workers at the local government level, and they pay straight up to the federal government. Because what we are trying to do, we are trying to assess the revenue collection process within the state. So if it is collected by the federal government, then that data is not relevant to the project, because the project is for subnational government. So for Osun State, we are looking at Osun State revenue system. or revenue service. So whatever revolves around Osun State is collecting their IRS and whatever how they collect this revenue, how effective it is. That is what we are interested in. So whatever has to do with federal, the connection to the federal without passing through the state, I think it will not be relevant to the project. For the sake of the project we are doing, which is looking at the subnational level. Okay,
All
so I
right.
don't know if that answers your question. So it has to be
Answered.
within.
Answered.
Okay, all right. So if talking about what was your second question? You talked about the strike in Osun State. Hello? Okay.
Are
Can
you
you hear
with
me
me?
now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you?
Yes, I can hear you. All right.
Okay.
So
Specifically, local government of employee in Osun State. Specifically, local government employee in Osun State. They are
okay.
basically on strike since February. All local government
So
employees.
so your concern is how you're going to locate them. Is that your concern?
Yes, locating them as now, since they are not with us, since they are not in office, locating them will now be subjected to probably individual recognition. And
Okay.
looking at the numbers given to us, we might not know up to that number, or we might not get up to that number. So I'm asking, because it has become specific now that we have to get a particular number of that, of some government workers category. So in that case, what should we do in that case?
Yeah, I think these are peculiar cases, and it's peculiar to Osun State. Like I said, we are going to resolve that before the commencement of the exercise. If the strike is still ongoing, there will be a way around it, working with the field supervisor assigned to that particular state. So we are going to look at that. Thank you for raising up that issue. So we'll look at it from our end, and it's peculiar to that particular state. We cannot apply it to other states because other states, maybe they are not on strike. So it's a peculiar issue in Osun State. So we are going to work on that with the field supervisor, who you are going to get in touch with after this training, maybe a few days after this training, to be able to fix that. So it wouldn't be difficult. I understand your point, your pain point. Trying to locate them can be very, very difficult. So we also understand we are going to address it. And talking about schools, it comes in when you look at teachers now. They are civil servants, so you can also sample teachers. They are civil servants. Teachers in school, principals, they are workers. Some are civil servants, maybe those who are working in the government school, private school. So whoever is, I think it was clearly specified there. So the school in itself houses maybe one or two categories of these respondents. So you can get them from there.
All right, thank you.
Are you okay?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
All right. All right, it's okay. Thank you very much. All right, so I'll just take two to three more questions, and then we can move to the next. Okay, maybe we should look at.
So someone asked if you're interviewing a respondent and you ask him, "Do you pay?" and he responds, "I don't know," because most people say this tax without knowing they're actually paying it. Would you record as no or yes?
Please come again.
I said someone asked if you're interviewing a respondent and the person answers like, "I don't know if I pay tax." So would you record yes or no? Because some of them pay without knowing. All right,
All right,
thank you.
thank you. Some of them pay without knowing. Is it possible for someone to pay tax without knowing that you pay tax, or maybe it is being deducted from your salary or from the bank? You also get at the end of the day your bank statement. You get to know. There's a way around that because when you ask the question, "Are you aware of your tax payment obligation?" the person says yes or no. That's also another thing. The person says he's aware, and then you ask the person, "Do you pay tax?" The person says, "I don't know if I pay tax." It is on the side of you, the respondent, to explain to the person. Ask the person, "Are you a salary earner?" The person says yes. And other kinds of questions that will enable, because someone saying that doesn't know if he or she paid tax. Maybe you can use the local dialect of that particular person and explain to the person and tell the person, maybe if it's deducted, a chance, or you don't do it voluntarily. I use the word voluntary, consciously. Because only when you don't do something consciously that you are not aware, even though you don't go to pay it yourself, it's deducted. You should know that something is being taken from your account for tax. So I think that one is not meant to be an issue. It's not meant to be an issue. If there are cases like that, the enumerator should be able to handle that by asking the right questions and making further clarification. All right, so let me just take Theola. Is it Theola? I can see your hands. Please, if I have addressed your question, you can put your hands down. I have like 10 more minutes for this, please. 12. So, Theola, if you're ready, you can ask your question. Please, straight to the point. Okay, if Theola is not ready, please, Ephraim, your question, please.
Can you hear
Ephraim.
me?
Okay, Theola is okay. Yes, ask your question, please. Thank you.
Yes. I'm actually from Osun State, so and I was going to address the issue about strike before, but thank God it has been asked and answered. But another question I have is this. I am from a small local government in Osun State, so to say, and about the respondent group, the business owner group. And since you said we can't use federal workers, their task and all, my question now is, the hospitals that are in my local government that I can like talk to, the private and the premier center, they are not even up to 10. So is it a must to have up to that number that is given? But in cases where I don't have to a particular number, let's say for the hospitals now, we have like 7. Can the other 3 be added to a number? Or I will have to explain that to my field supervisor that, okay, in my local government, we have just 7. So I won't be able to cover for the other 3. Or the other 3 can be added to another group so that I will account for 69 respondents. So that is my question.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much for your question. In that situation, you just like you rightly mentioned in passing, every on-field issue should be related to the field supervisor. So in that case, issues that are peculiar to certain local governments and nothing can be done about it, the field supervisor can come in and then make comments or help you out with it. Okay, so it is not. Yeah, so these are any issue that is state or local government specific, the field supervisor will be able to do that. Okay, so
Right.
at that point, you would also come in and if there's any bottlenecks or impossible case, they will also be able to fix it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, I think I have one more person here. Ephraim, yes, you can ask your question, Ephraim. If Ephraim is not ready, I'll just take one last question and then the rest will be addressed. Okay, so Yusuf, please ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, Ephraim, you have the floor.
This is Ephraim.
Yes, thank you. Ask your question, please.
Okay, my point is more like a suggestion. During the presentation, you said that we have some specific targets occupation, specific number that we are supposed to meet for each occupation. And you also made mention that we have to take note of the sample sizes that we expected to reach so that we can't exceed. But I've joined some other data collection projects, which they have like a summary section in the data collection instrument that helps people to know that they have reached the target number for a specific occupation that they are expected to interview or get data from. So I'm suggesting if this can be incorporated into the KoboCollect software, for artisan, for just the specific categories that they are. So if we can have a summary section or a statistics section that, let's say, as you go on with the work, you can be able to review to see which particular occupation that you still have to cover and the specific number that you still have to meet. It's just a suggestion.
Okay. Yes, of course. You will have that incorporated, so you would have to. But in cases where maybe you have to have a backup, just in case there are some on-field issues that can come up, and maybe if you're not able to do that or have that summary, then we're able to rely. But basically, like you said, there will also be something like that that gives you the statistics. Okay, you've done so and so number, this category you've covered, this category you've covered this week. But in other cases where maybe there are bottlenecks or there are issues, you can also still do the other one. Thank you very much for your question. So please, I'll just take one. Okay, so, or is it Emmanuel? Think I've been seeing Ore's hand for some time now. So let's hear from Ore.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Okay, Emmanuel. Okay, let's hear your question, Emmanuel. After you, please,
Yes,
Ore, you ask your question and then we move on to the next section.
this is Emmanuel. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Please ask your question.
Yes, I need a clear clarification. What's the difference between tax and fees to an informal person, sir?
You're an informal person.
Yes, sir.
What category of informal persons? Are you asking about the explanation or how you are going to explain to the respondent the difference between tax and fees? You can do that.
Yes.
You can do that. Tax itself is a broad. Yes, there are components of tax, different tax types, and in fees we also have a breakdown of fees. So that is why I said that from that instrument that I shared, or when I shared my screen, we have different types of fees there. So you don't have to speak English and explain to the person. What you just have to do is, when I speak English, maybe use definition or school definition or whatever. Just tell the person, give the person instances. You get. We have utility. We have educational fees, vocational fees. We have other. Just use. You have this instrument as a guide when you get to the field. So you just use that to explain to the person. Do you pay fees? Example: this, and this. For tax itself, tax is tax now. Road tax, whatever kind of tax. No, but tax is tax. But for the fees, why? Fee is very broad. In fact, there are more fees than what we listed there. That's why we have others. So you'll be able to explain to the person and tell the person, give the person example. Example is the best and perfect explanation. So the person can recall, okay, this is what we're talking about. We're looking at, okay, do I pay utility bills or do I do this, do I do that? Okay, vocational fees. So that's just it. I don't know if you get the question. So you don't have to start telling the person if fee is defined that. Just give the person instances, examples, as we are going to give you this guide that will help you to be able to make the right explanations. So I believe, I don't know if I've answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Yes, you did. Thank you, sir.
Okay, there are some of the questions you are asking that will actually be resolved. You can drop them on the chat box. We'll look at them later. And on some of the questions at the state level with the field supervisors, you'll be able to get clarifications. Before the commencement of this exercise, we'll put all these things through. There'll be further explanation, maybe through the WhatsApp group with your field supervisors, and then we'll also be able to communicate with us. I will explain further so we don't use up all the time answering your questions. So we will be moving on to the next session, which is the KoboCollect application installation and other things. If you already have it, fine, but please pay attention as we proceed to the next session. Mr. Monday, please, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please, can you grant me access to share my screen? So please, can someone confirm you can see my screen?
Mr. Monday, we cannot hear you. Please, can you check, maybe unmute yourself or check your microphone?
Can you hear me? Can someone confirm you can see my
Oh, we can't hear you, please.
screen?
Yeah, so while Mr. Monday is setting up or getting ready, please talk to rename, just like laptop. We are taking attendance and we are tracking you to know those who are here. So please, while joining, don't join at infinite
Please,
content. That's not your name. So rename to your name, the same name that you wrote when submitting application on the site. So please, I'm seeing on Infinix Hot 10 here. That's not we can't hear you. So I've granted permissions for you to change or rename your profile name or whatever. So just please kindly do that. Infinix or 10 Live and the rest of them, please do that. Thank you. Mr. Monday, we are waiting for you. Please, we can't hear you.
Please, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Okay, please, can someone confirm if you can see my screen?
You can see your screen. You can see your screen.
All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon once again. This is in this section we'll be considering how do we navigate the Kobo Toolbox interface, in which is the data collecting tool that we'll be using for the field data collection as peculiar to that of the primary data. In this section, we are going to look at both the window application, that is the Kobo Toolbox itself, and the mobile app application, which is actually KoboCollect. So next, we'll be looking at what is a form? A form generally is just the questions being placed on a Kobo toolbox, like the questionnaire which is being uploaded on the Kobo toolbox is actually what we call a form. They are the set of the question. That is,
Mr.
a form
Modu,
is a
Mr. Modu,
fundamental
please can you use
aspect.
do the slides like the slideshow so it will be a bit
Okay,
like
both, right?
the PowerPoint slideshow. Yeah.
Is it okay like this? Can someone
Yeah,
confirm?
thank you. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
All right, that's okay. What is a form? A form is a fundamental aspect of data collection. It determines the accuracy and usability of the collected data. Kobo toolbox provide valuable assistance in building a well-designed form. It offers a wide range of question types, skip logic, and validation rules, which allow the creation of forms that are built to user-specific data collection needs. That is, in Kobo Toolbox, as a user of Kobo Toolbox, you have access to create a form which is suitable to that of how your questionnaire is being tailored, how your questionnaire is being captured. So, for instance, in Kobo Toolbox, we actually have different question types, and there are various skip logics and validation rules that you can attach to this form, so that it will not ensure we cannot it will not help us to get the accurate data that we need to carry on the project. Requirement for setting up okay. Requirement for setting up Kobo Toolbox. Requirement for getting started with a Kobo Toolbox. Before getting started with Kobo Toolbox, it is important to understand the following requirement. 1. The mobile app. The mobile app is only available for Android. There are two choices, which is ODK-Collect and KoboCollect. But in the case of this survey, we'll be considering that of the KoboCollect and not ODK-Collect. The choice between the two depends on the user preferences. Both are provide similar functions for collecting data using forms created in Kobo Toolbox. For the iPhone users, if you are making use of iPhone, it is advisable you install GIC Collect, as Kobo Collect is not available on Apple Store. Kobo Toolbox installation process. The installation of Kobo Toolbox involves 1. Creating an account, installing the necessary mobile app, and setting up a mobile app to connect with the Kobo Toolbox account. To create a Kobo Toolbox account, you need to access the Kobo Toolbox page website using this link. Using the link. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
All right, that is fine. So there's a URL link here which will give you access to set up a Kobo Toolbox account. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step guide on how you can create a Kobo Toolbox account, and how you are going to download to install the mobile app, which is KoboCollect, on your phone. So if you look at, I can go with this link here. You open your web browser. I don't know, can you do this with me so that we can walk ourselves through? Are you with me?
We are with you, sir.
Okay. On your browser, you can type Kobo Toolbox. Since you don't have access to this link, or I'm going to drop the link in the chat box, so that you can get it from there. here is the link. You can access the link from the chat box. So it will pump up this stage. All right. So after, if you get this link, it will lead you, and if you open this link on your web browser, it will lead you to this particular page. Are you following? Is everyone on the same page? Can someone please confirm if you're on the same page with me? All right. So on this particular page, you see get started. The next slide is you see get started. You click on get started. Are you on this page? Start clicking get started. Okay, I can see. Please, you can confirm if you're on that page. All right. You can see quite number of people. All right, that is okay. That is fine. This, you will see sign in or create an account, which is the next slide. Sign in or create an account, which is this particular one. So in Kobo Toolbox, there are two different servers. We have the global server and we still have the European server. Most of the people using Kobo Toolbox make use of the global server. It is advisable you go with the global server. But if you see that you want to host your own data on European Kobo Toolbox, which is the server is based in Europe, you can go with European Kobo Toolbox. But for this survey, we'll be focusing on global Kobo Toolbox. So you click on create an account for that of the global Kobo Toolbox server. It will lead you to this step. Please, can you confirm if you are on the same page with me? Okay, I can see someone who is saying procedure for iPhone users. There's no problem. We'll come back to that. This is, but you need to follow this as well. This is creating an account. This stage, either you are using iPhone or you are using Android, is very important. Either you are using iPhone or Android, you have to create an account first with Kobo Toolbox before we talk about the mobile application. Just fill these details. This detail on my screen, in this stage, you fill in the stage. Just ensure that your username is in lowercase, small letters. Your username should be small letters. Your username, put in your full name. Your username should be small letters. Your email, the country. If you look at the sector, you can just pick others. Pick other for the sector. Then organization type. You can just fill I am not associated with any of these. Make sure you fill in your details correctly. Make sure you fill in your details correctly. Then with a password. With a password. Once you fill in the information correctly, you click on create an account. If you click on create an account, definitely if the details are intact, the Kobo Toolbox will email you. You have an email. You receive an email from Kobo Toolbox. Just go and click on the link on the email. Then your account will be activated. All right. All right, I can see some wonderful messages created. That is fine. Yes, definitely I will fall back. I will proceed to that of the GIC Collect. But ensure you create the account as well if you are using iPhone. You can drop the message if you successfully created the account so that we can move on to the next step.
Mr. Monday,
Yes.
someone asked what the right under organization.
Okay. Under the organization, you can just pick I am not associated with this. On the sector, the person on the sector select others. You see where they write others from the sector. Then under the organization, pick this. I am not associated with any organization. You can just have
Mr. Monday,
yes.
please can you like redo this process you did? Some people didn't get it.
Okay, okay. Let me start again then. First, there is a link. Let me drop the link, the chatbot again. Here is the link. I've dropped the link which is available in the chat. The next step is you open your browser, paste the link, or you can click the link straight from the chat. It will take me to this second stage. The second stage is to creating an account with KoboToolBox. I'll click get started. The second stage. You click on get started. Then it will now ask you to sign in or create an account. And as I earlier said, we have two different servers on KoboToolBox. We have the global KoboToolBox server and European Union KoboToolBox server. Then most of the users of the KoboToolBox make use of the global KoboToolBox. It is advisable you go with the global KoboToolBox. But if you see that you want to host your data on European Union KoboToolBox server, which is hosted in Europe, you can go with the European Union. But for this project, you are advised to create an account with global KoboToolBox server. Then I click create an account. I will now need to fill in all these details. Fill in your full name, then your username. As I earlier said, your username should be in lowercase. Fill in email, the country, which is Nigeria, sector, select others, organization, I'm not associated. I am not associated with this. Then you can enter a password. Create a password, then input a password of your choice. Then click on create an account. Once your information is successfully uploaded, KoboToolBox will send you a mail. Go to your mail. You will now see where they say you should confirm the mail confirmation. Click on the link. You confirm you confirm your account. Yes, either you are using Android or you are using iPhone. This step you have to create an account first. Either you are using Android or you are using iPhone. You have to create the account. Under the sector, put order, organization type, put I am not associated. From my screen, you see sector, order, organization type. I am not associated with any organization. Sorry, please, who is yet to create the account so that if all of us have the account now, we can now move to the next step.
Okay, Mr. Mandri.
Yes,
So, if
yes.
we have gotten a good number, people who have actually, because I think there are some persons who've been on and off, the recording for the session will still be available. And if there are any other bottlenecks in creating the account, we'll also be able to do that through the help of the supervisor. But we believe that I think he has done it like twice. We don't remain at the point waiting for everybody, because some persons have been on and off. So we'll provide both the slides and the guide for creating the account. At the end of the meeting, it will be provided so everyone has access to it. And also, so please, we can proceed to the next task.
All right. So, So once you successfully fill this form, then you now activate your account via an email sent to you by KoboToolbox, which is the step we just completed. The next now is Android application installation. That is study we'll be using for this field survey. We'll be using KoboCollect, which is available on Google Play Store. If you can see my screen, you
Yeah, Mr. Monday, we can't hear you.
to
No, I think your
Google Play
network is.
KoboCollect for Android. You can't hear me.
Yeah, I think it's
Can you hear me
breaking.
now?
Your voice is breaking. Yeah, it's fine now. Maybe you can just repeat yourself, please.
Okay. Okay. So if you are using Android phone, go to your Google Play Store and search for KoboCollect. You will see this picture. That is how the application looks like. KoboCollect. How many of you have seen this? And for the iPhone users, you can just type GIC Collect on your Apple Store. GIC Collect. KoboCollect for Android users. GIC Collect for non-Android users. That is iPhone users. Install the application. You can install the application KoboCollect for Android users and GIC Collect for iPhone users. If you have KoboCollect on your phone already, there's no need to reinstall. If you have an account already, there's no need to create another account again. It's the same thing. If you've been using KoboCollect before or KoboToolbox before, you already have an account. So it's still the same thing. This is for those, maybe you are a first timer to to KoboCollect, KoboToolbox. You don't have an account, you don't have, you know. Okay, if you've created an account from one of the questions here, the person that got disconnected, yes, you are actually on the track. If you've created an account and confirmed via your mail, kindly go to your, if you are using Android, go to Google Play Store and download Collect if you are using Android. And if you are using iPhone, you download GIC Collect. For the Android, download KoboCollect. For iPhone, download GIC Collect.
Okay. TSS. Is it easier to write that?
All right. Still, I believe almost everyone should have installed the KoboCollect now.
Yes, Mr. Monday, for those who are able, I think I saw someone saying creating a WhatsApp group so the person can be guided. Like you said, we are going to drop the slide, the guide on how to do this after this training for you to go through. So, and also the recordings will be available. Please, I would like to reiterate that if you've not renamed yourself, if you're still bearing Infinix and other things, your attendance will not be captured. And this training is mandatory. So if your attendance is not captured, it means you will not be considered going forward. So please kindly change your name from iPhone or Android to the same name you applied as. Okay, please just do that. It's so simple to do. Thank you.
So if
Hello, Mr. Monday. We can't hear you. I don't know. I think. Hello, Mr. Monday.
KoboCollect on your device now, you see this. This is the interface you are going to. Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, at some point we lost you. So maybe we can just.
Okay, just open the app. If you have KoboCollect, You can open the application. Open the
I cannot
application.
hear you at this point, Mr. Monzi.
Go with QR code or details. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, for this, we are going to manually enter project details. You see where manually enter project details. Click on it. Manually enter project details. Once you select manually enter project details, the next So if you click on manually enter project details, you see where they say add project, the URL. I'm going to drop the URL in the comment section. For the URL, you enter this. Enter the URL. Add the URL, then your username and password. The URL, then your username and password. You have username, you have password. Add it. The URL, the username and password. Then click add. For those of you that are saying I don't have username and password, in the process of creating the account, they ask you your username and password. While creating an account, you have for those saying we need a WhatsApp group, definitely moving forward, we'll be needing that. The username and the password is actually when you are creating the account, the Kobo Toolbox account, you have a username and a password you assign to yourself. That is what you are going to enter. So
Mr. Bond, you can go ahead, please.
once you successfully enter the URL, the username and the password, it will land you get to this page. That's automatically you've connected to the server, and actually you now have your account being linked to the server. So you see something like this. You see start new form, draft, ready to send, send, download form, and then delete form. Let's just look at this briefly, each of the. So the next one is data collection Android apps. To download form, tap on download form. Maybe if you've assigned a form to linked a form to this your account, definitely once if you click on download form, you should be able to access the form, which is going to be available to you. The next is KoboCollect will synchronize. If you click on download form, KoboCollect will synchronize with your Kobo Toolbox account and download the available forms associated with your account. You will see several information such as the version and the ID of the form, as you are seeing on my screen. Any form which is available, you will see it once you click download form. If the form you need does not appear or it is not the newest version, tap on the refresh button to update the list of available forms. From the list of available forms, select the form you want for data collection and tap get started. If you look at I have several forms here. The particular one collection, you select it, then you click on get. This is filling out the form on KoboCollect. To fill out a start new form, the form will now start filling out the form design. You may encounter skip. You can pause the process tapping the back button on your phone or typing directly on the identified icon below. Maybe in the process of filling a form, you notice that a respondent want to say maybe you can go and come back later or something like that. You can decide to save as draft. You can decide to go back. You can see back from the screen, or once if you click the identified icon, it will automatically save that particular form as draft. If you choose to save changes, you can get back to the form by clicking the draft. That is, if you see file there, you see the draft, and I have one, I saved as draft. You need to go back, then complete the form for submission. That is the draft. Once you have completed filling out the form, tap on the finalize button. That is, maybe after you completed the question from 1 to the end, finalize button. After tapping on finalize button, you see the next, it will take you back to this page from my end here by the left hand side. You see ready to send. You now have one, meaning you have one form that you need to send. You click on ready to send, then you select it, then you send finalize. Send finalize form, which is the two process here, submitting the data. I think at this point also, you now need to, like from our question in the survey, there is a point you'll be asked to capture the geo coordinates of your location. The question is being sought the capturing of the geo point coordinate is in a way that you don't need to save it. Take note of this because the accuracy level is at 5 meters. You don't need to set it. Once the accuracy level reaches the 5 meters, the KoboCollect automatically captures the geo coordinate. You need to take note of that as well in the process of collecting the data. Thank you for listening. Thank you all. This brings us to the end of the slide. I don't know if there's any question you want to ask. If you have any question in mind or at any point you feel you need more enlightenment, you can come up with it. Thank you. You know, it's a process. We'll make this slide available through your field supervisor. The slide will be available through your field supervisor for guidance and the rest. All right, that now reminds me, I can see for iPhone users, you open your GIC Collect. You know, this manual is strictly for those using Android. It is advisable from my end here, if you have access to Android, you should make use of Android phone. But for the GIC Collect, once you open it, the GIC Collect, you see where they say you should put in both your username and password. Just put it. For GIC Collect, once you launch the application, you will see login. You see login. Click on the login, put both your username and the password. That is what it takes for the GIC Collect.
All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Monday. Please, if you have any question, you can ask now. In the next 10 minutes, we'll just address your questions before we are the closing stages of this training. So we can just make some announcements and clarify some things going ahead. So please, if you have any questions, you can ask. Maybe signal using your hand. Okay. Can see Julius Ngozi.
Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Monday, you can
Sir,
stop sharing
please,
your screen.
during your presentation, please, Mr. Mode, can you kindly share us your and the password we use in entering because there's a network glitch.
All right, if you can hear me clearly, there is
Yes, I
what we
can
are
hear.
doing. Each account is creating your account from Kobo Toolbox. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? In the process of you creating your account from a Kobo Toolbox, there's a place you enter a username and password. That is the same thing you are going to use on KoboCollect. Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you, sir.
All right. So for those your username and during when you are making use of the Kobo Toolbox, when you are creating an account on Kobo Toolbox, you are asked to enter a username and a password. That is the same username and password you'll be making use. You are going to make use of on KoboCollect. Is that clear? Is there any other question, please?
Mr. Abdullahi, okay, we have a Gideon. Yeah. No, listen. Mr. Gideon, you
Okay.
can
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
have Usman. Yes, please. Be straight to the
Okay.
point, please.
Please, I want more clarification on this, on the point of creating an account on Kobo Toolbox, because normally I know that the organization or the project, whenever if it's created, all we need is a link, a provision of a link to access the project, and that's it. You don't need to create an account, because if you create an account, it means we have to create the account, and you guys have to provide us with the questionnaire, and then we have to upload it ourselves to that said account, and then we have to do it, and then we have to analyze that data and send it to you. Is that what you are planning to do, or is this something else? Please, that's what I need clarification on.
All right. Can you hear me, please,
Yes,
Mr.
I can hear you, sir.
Yes. The essence of we know we are going to make the form available to you. You are not creating any form by yourself. We are only asking you to create an account because we have an account. We want a situation where we should be able to track each enumerator. So each an account should be peculiar to an enumerator. So the form is going to be available to you. That is not a problem. You are not creating the form by yourself. The thing is, have your own account, an enumerator, a single account to an enumerator. I know there is a project details from our end here relating to the project we want to work on, but want each enumerator to have access to a single KoboCollect. Each enumerator, each login details. I don't know if you are clear. You are not going to create a form or analyze anything by yourself. Is that clear?
So, Mr. Mohammed, I hope your question, Usman, I hope your question has been answered. So maybe we'll just take one or two. Please, we are dropping the WhatsApp link for this very meeting. So you can check the chat box and please join the WhatsApp. You are not expected to start doing any conversation. Just join, please. It's for easy tracking and for further communications too. From there, we can split into our different geopolitical zones going forward. Okay, so maybe other questions and will be addressed. We already spent a lot of time already for this training. So please kindly do that. The slides will also be provided at the end of this training, and the recordings going forward will also be made available to those who might need it. So please, Mr. Monde, thank you very much for that presentation.
Thank you too. I think this is a technical aspect of the system. That is why it seems like this. But moving forward from the WhatsApp, we'll pick it up from there.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So we are in the concluding part of this training. Some of us, we said earlier and we reiterated that you should be able to change your name as it appeared on your profile, on your Zoom profile. So please, let it not be Infinix. I'm saying this for the last time. So your attendance will not be tracked if you are using a different name. And if you don't attend, it means you are not eligible, you are not ready for this exercise. You did not attend the training. So please take note of that. All right, so what's the timeline for the data collection exercise? It's a maximum of 3 weeks, a maximum period of 3 weeks. Okay, like I said earlier, depending on how diligent and effective you are in discharging your duties, maybe it could take less, but what we want is we want you to be rest assured that whatever you're going to do will be evaluated. So you don't have to try rush, but if you can do it better, accurately, and then you do it in time, it also will help you and for your own benefit too. So, but we want accurate data, we want timely data, and this exercise will start at the same day. It will start the same day across all the states, 16 states, and the FCT at the same time. So it will run concurrently. Okay, so by the time we conclude the training for the field supervisors and others, you'll be assigned to different field supervisors. For the WhatsApp group, it's just a general group for these days. For today's training, you can join, and then further communication will also be relayed through that particular platform. So reporting structure, all concerns and challenges will be reported to the field supervisor. As the case may be, on-field challenges will be reported to the field supervisor. So that is what it is. We'll be we'll be taking, let's just see, the Q&A. If there are one or two more questions, generally, we'll just take, and then we are done with this. Please, for further communications too, you're also enjoined to follow us on LinkedIn, DataFronteira on LinkedIn. There are other projects and recruitment exercises that are upcoming. So you'll be the first point of contact when the time is there. So it's very important to apply early, because some persons were not able to get this opportunity because we received over 20,000 applications, and we had a whole lot of applicants to choose from. Okay, so but applying early gives you an advantage. So please, going forward, we are going to communicate the next steps through your email officially or through the WhatsApp page, as the case may be. So if you have any questions now, please, I'll just take one or two questions so we can close this training session. Is there anyone that has a question? You can unmute yourself and then speak, please. Joshua, I can see Joshua. Joshua's hand is up.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes, I
A
can
lot
hear
of us have been, yeah, thanks for the opportunity. A lot of us have been asking to know when this exercise will possibly start, so we can know how to go about our own individual schedules as well.
you. Okay. All right. Very important question. Thank you for bringing that up. So the exercise is slated to start on Monday, the 6th of October. It's slated to start on Monday, the 6th of October. So this will give time, because there are some other preparation and arrangement we need to make across all enumerators that we're going to be deploying. So, and other training sessions for other set of enumerators, which did not take place today. So once we are done with that and filling up of the spaces, and we do the state-by-state awareness and connection, so you get to know your field supervisors, we'll be ready to start. So on the 6th of October, which is a Monday, the exercise is going to kick off. Today is 22nd, so we can know 2 weeks from today. So we are going to start. I don't know if that's a question. All right. Izuchukwu Okoli, you can unmute Izuchukwu. Izuchukwu, yes. Let's hear you, please. Hello. We can't hear you, Izuchukwu. We can't hear you, please.
Hear me, sir?
Yes, please.
Oh, thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Please, I want to just like to get clarified on something just little. This exercise, it has to do with going through the nooks and crannies of the local governments, each of the local government as we may be assigned, as we were assigned. And considering
Your network, I think it's breaking. I don't know.
Okay.
Your voice, I can't really get you clearly. Maybe you can repeat the question.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it clear now?
Yes, I can. Yes, it's okay now.
Okay, I said considering the security challenges in the country at the moment, and most people are so skeptical about informations they relate to people and who they give out informations to. I think I just want to ask if there's any form of ID with a good identification, a kind of maybe a barcode that will be sent to us individually that we will use for the exercise as the enumerators.
Yeah, it's okay. Going forward, before the commencement of the exercise, like I said, there are some things that we cannot make the arrangement like with you on the training ground. So once we know those we are going to deploy, we are going to make arrangement for this particular concern of yours, the identification. There are people who are going to collect secondary data who are not here right now. They're going to go to ministries and other things. So they also need to. So through the field supervisor, this arrangement will be made. So we are not going to just leave you like that on the field. Definitely there will be arrangement for that. So you would have that issue. We understand, yes, people will be very skeptical and sometimes they want to know the identity, where you're coming from and all of that. So we will have that fixed in while we prepare for the rollout or the project commencement. So I think that's fine.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, okay. Who else is there? I don't know. Next one, I'll just check anybody that is. Let's just take two more questions. I still want to reiterate, sometimes some of us don't really pay attention to details. I'm seeing someone joining as Samsung. Please change that to your name so that we are taking note of the attendance, and that is what we are going to use going forward. So please use a valid name. Let's hear you, please. Let's hear your question.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good
So I
afternoon.
want to know regarding the form. I tried refreshing. No form seems to appear. I don't know if you're going to give us the name of the form to type in, then we download, or how is it going to be?
Which form?
No, the form on the Kobo,
Okay, the KoboCollect.
Kobo,
Is it a
yes,
Kobo?
Kobo,
Okay.
yes.
Yes,
They
please,
said
every other arrangement concerning Kobo Tools and KoboCollect, and I said it will be communicated. Like we said, there's a group
alright,
chat, a group WhatsApp link. Maybe you can resend
yes,
it again for those of them just coming.
I've
You join,
joined,
so we'll
yes,
communicate, and other questions and concerns will be addressed through that platform. Okay, we understand that a lot of persons were not able to follow at the same time because of network issues across different locations.
yes.
So that will be okay. Another questions too will be addressed during the course. So just one last question, please. We need to end this. One last question. Just pick anybody that is. Thank you. Let's take one more question.
Hello?
Yes, please ask your question. Thank you.
The lady I already asked, it's about that KoboCollect. When we go to download session, no form there for us to link up to. So I'm clear with it now.
All right, okay. So that's a bonus. Any other, just one more. Since he didn't ask this question, let's just do one more question before we leave.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, please. Ask your
Um,
question.
my question has already been answered. I wanted to ask about use of ID, but it has already been answered.
All right. So the project, like I said, let me reiterate, is meant to commence on the 6th of October, which is 2 weeks a Monday. And to start at the same time across all the states. So by that time, you must have come to get some other information from the field supervisors and how everything is going to be. So thank you very much for joining us for this training. We really appreciate. If you are here to change your name, please bear it in mind that it's assumed you did not attend this training, and it has an impact on you being deployed as an enumerator going forward. Thank you very much for joining us. You can join us. You can follow us on our LinkedIn page, DataFronteira. You can search on LinkedIn to get other updates. of job openings or contractual rules in the future. Thank you very much. And to the facilitators, to Mr. Monday, thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you very much, Mesoma, who was available to answer all the questions in the chat box and also to attend to people. Thank you, Mr. Chinedu. Thank you, Mr. Demola from the IGR Initiative, and Ms. Joy Ifeyinwa from the IGR Initiative, which is still with us. Thank you very much. Please, we encourage you to also keep an eye on your email for further communications from us. And if you've not joined the WhatsApp group, the link will also be shared as we give 5 extra minutes just for you to access the link before leaving this call. So thank you very much. At this point, if there are other communications concerning the contract or what you're going to do and the payment and everything, it will be communicated going forward once we are done with this training exercise. So once again, from the IGR Initiative and DataFronteira Ltd, we say congratulations, and we look forward to working with you as enumerators, and we hope that your inputs will be valuable and will give this project a big lift. For the